This episode sponsored by AwesomeDrinks.com. This month I turned 38, so save 15% using coupon code GREAT38.
Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Eric Somer. I just had 2 people unsubscribe because I scream.
Yes.
And they get complain about it. And I tell them, just unsubscribe. Stop threatening me.
Yeah.
Just do it. We don't need you here if you don't like my screaming.
We don't cater to your terrorist ways.
Right!
Ah!
So today we're looking at absinthe because we can.
And absinthe is very cool.
It's
very culture-y, very cool, very art, bohemian stuff.
Art bohemian stuff right here. Like,
I mean, famous people drank this shit. Van Gogh, Oscar Wilde.
I don't know any of these people you speak
Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway.
I know that guy.
You're familiar with that guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who wrote Fahrenheit 451, right? I know we're going to go down that
We're going there again?
No. Yes. No, he wrote 1984. So.
No!
Who wrote that?
I'm going to George Orwell pimp slap you.
Orwell, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So here's the deal. What I needed to do is I've been trying to go through this. I'll show you that in a second. And then I also had this. This is the Fassett 65 Absinthe Verde Superior. So
Verde meaning green.
Right. So this should louche
because there's
green.
Two types of absinthe. There's clear and there's green.
And then this is from absinthe.com. Yep. Absinthe. I got notes. And it's called the Absinthe Explorer. So basically what you could do for somebody like you, okay, this is $49.99. It's not too bad. But
it's an investment. Absinthe is not a cheap liquor.
La Clandestine, $80 before shipping.
Spirit. It's not a liquor. It's a spirit.
Yes, it's
because it doesn't have sugar added. It's a pure distillation.
Right.
It's
it's like a amped up crazy gin with wormwood and shit.
Yeah, wormwood and
now the best thing is, I swear, anybody who's big into absinthe is going to cry by the end of this episode. Like, oh, I can't believe you said that, because I like to just generalize. Blanket comments. It's just like gin, but strawberry.
Yeah.
They're like, no!
I'm crying because I like gin.
All right. So
I think I like absinthe too.
$80 plus for some of these bottles. So what these guys are doing is they take, I'm guessing this is legal.
It's a sampling of multiple of them.
Sampler.
That's cool.
50 ml sampler. I've already done one on the show in the past.
Oh, look at that bad boy.
So there's 3 in here. This
it comes with sugar cubes?
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
it's a full kit. Right, so
minus the dripper.
Yeah. You gotta need to work on this. This is a $200 fountain. It's a crazy one. You can get them for like 80, 90, whatever. It's like you said, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, and they're very stylized.
Right.
I think these things because absinthe's roots in the artist community.
Right, and I clean it. It's a piece I put in a corner cabinet.
Right, it's a decoration. People are like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's an absinthe.
Right, and they're like, whoa. Or people get freaked out.
Is that even legal, man?
Right. Whoa, this is like you growing pot in your house, dude. And you're not even in Colorado. So
what?
You could also go something. This is, I don't remember how much these are, but it's just basically a glass stripper. And it's all about just slowing down the pour, which we'll deal with later. But this, so 50 ml. Normally, this is the one we drank. Yeah, this is this one was. Oh, and the best part is you can't pronounce any of them. Rue Verte.
That's Green Street in French.
Oh, okay. So we could do this here.
Rue Verde.
You're gonna guess that's a white. Oh, that's actually not. That's just
actually probably like a brand.
Absinthe. Oh, there you go.
Coeur d'Absinthe. Coeur meaning heart in French. C-O-E-U-R.
A lot easier.
Absinthe.
Just because he's from Maine, that they could speak French up there.
Obviously a white or clear.
Because they're close to Canada.
This is a green.
We're close to Canada. New Hampshire borders Canada, sir. Shut the fuck up.
Not way down here.
You want me to read this one?
Absinthe la verte.
Absinthe. La Valderta Verte. I don't know what Valderta. True Green, maybe?
True Green? Isn't that a place that does lawn care?
Lawn care.
That's an American thing.
Oh, okay. So you get these 50 ml, right? 50 ml is 30 is about a shot, so you get a shot and a half.
Absinthe Saint Antoine.
So you get to pick. You could buy. I think they have kits already made, but what I did is, well, for this I had them send me ones I didn't already have. But you could go. It's like you could put 3 in your cart. So you do like $9.
Oh, and then they just package them because they probably have.
Right. So you pick the 3 you want, and then they'll put it in the box. And
that's awesome. And you know what's great? We're going to be using 3 of these fountains.
Right.
Because one's not working well.
3 of the little prongs.
Spigots.
Yeah, spigots.
Well, actually, we can use the 4th one. I'll just be really careful.
That dude 77 is celebrating his 21st birthday with us tonight.
Holy shit! Happy 21st, dude. 21st, dude 77. Then. Are you drinking along with us? What are you drinking? Let us know.
All right, we're gonna do an ounce, and that's good.
Okay.
So we'll put those in each of these glasses.
So these are.
Put this over here so we remember which one it's gonna be.
These are reservoir glasses. So the idea is there's like a reservoir on the bottom where the absinthe sits, and it's kind of a measuring tool also, right?
Yeah, I'm doing this just to be formal, but you could just pour it right in there. It's gonna land right in. Right, it should fit right up to the line. So that's this one. Now for
I think
this,
I can tell the green definitely.
so then we got our sugar. We'll take a couple of these out. You don't need to use sugar. I often don't, but last time I didn't, so this time I will.
Absinthe is so cool.
So that's the kit. So you could get those on absinthe.com. Roberto was their old URL. So it's called. If you go to their website, you can look for Absinthe Explorer in the menu, and you can find and build a kit. They have other stuff out there too. This one I'm just gonna free pour because it's easier for me to measure. This is the glass I typically use. It's Pyrex, so it's super light.
Nice.
And
it's got a really it's cool.
Crazy,
it's got a bend to it. It's got a really cool bubble reservoir.
I've been doing this for a while, so I collect random stuff
Yeah.
like this, none of which I've paid for, which is what makes it even better. A little over pour, but whatever.
Well, if we're not
it's just
using
absinthe.
so we don't really have to keep these because one's clear, one's green.
You
and
can see
that
the
one-
difference.
That one's the
This one
bubble.
you'll know. This one is super green.
Yeah. So we have the reservoir glasses.
Yep.
We have some absinthe spoons.
Yep. What's this one? Let's use that one. I'll use it. Whatever.
Go ahead and
Pull me
use
one
that
of those.
Okay.
This
Here,
one you
use
can
that
get.
I'll
You'll
use this
notice if
one.
you get Lafay, they strap it to the edge, which kind of tells you. I don't know. I always look at it as a cheaper absinthe, but it's also nice to have on these.
So the absinthe spoons are also really unique.
They're really cool.
They're
That's the generic.
yeah.
Like
This is kind of a generic
most-
spoon, slotted spoon. There's a little rest to sit on the glass, so that it sits kind of relatively
nice.
won't move.
Oh yeah, they got tiny little cubes in here, so there's two to one.
Right.
So here, I'll just crack this one and put it in here.
Crack this one, put it in here.
Now, the other thing you could do that you shouldn't do, and the absinthe community, you can go to wormwoodsociety.org, I believe it was the name of it.
Light it on fire.
Yeah, don't do that. Lighting it on fire is not part of the tradition, and the folks in the Czech say, yes it is, that's our tradition, and all the absinthe people are like, no, that's a stupid tradition that doesn't really exist. And they're like, well, we invented it, so now it's a tradition.
Well,
So
everyone's got their traditions.
right, so you can do what you want, but originally this is supposed to be how it's done. And I'm just saying that because that's what I've been told, and I
what
don't
I've
see
read,
anything to back it up that says otherwise. So then what we're going to do is turn the little dripper faucets on just a little bit so
Really
they start
slow.
to drip. There you go, little drippies. And we let those drip out, and as it louches is what this process is called, it's going to start to drip the water into the absinthe.
That's also important. Ice water.
Ice water, cold.
Ice water. Cold ice water.
And so you're going to get some sugar in there, so it's going to sweeten it. This stuff's pretty potent. Doesn't taste potent though.
What's great about this is it's really social also, right? Because you can sit around at a table. I mean, in the
This can get pretty friggin' social.
yeah. I mean, like
I've seen some stuff.
I'm thinking like at the
You do this?
places where you go to have absinthe and they have the fountain
Oh, yeah.
at the table.
No, but dude,
Because you're sitting here waiting for your absinthe to lose, and you're just
you go to a
Hanging
family
out.
event with one of these, like I've done. People crowd around you.
you have a
like
pretty
you're in
cool
fight.
family.
No, that's true. But they crowd around like, what is going on? And
that sugar falls apart pretty fast, doesn't it?
yeah, sugar does that when it hits water.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's science.
It's
Bitch.
science.
Bitch.
That's right.
It's science. Nipple.
Dick.
He saw that. He opened himself up for that one.
Yeah. So the water, what it's going to do is it starts to release some of the oils, and it's almost like a concentrated fluid, right?
And it's adding the opacity to the drink that you get.
Yeah. And this one, isn't this a green?
Yeah, that's the green one.
It's like, and that's the thing is, even when you do like Lucid, the green still comes out more of a white, but if you put it against other ones, sometimes they're more green than others.
Like this one is 100% clear.
I have never seen that before.
Am I louching too slow?
No,
I think you want to louche slow, right? That's
yeah,
what I
but
read.
it's all good. It's weird that it's that clear. I've just
And what are the
never seen
proportions
that.
you want to do? 1-to-1 water to absinthe? Is that what?
It's 3-to-1.
Is it 3-to-1?
So 3 or 4. So this
this
is
actually fills up.
probably I mean, if you fill this to like where it's looks publicly acceptable, like right up to here where it doesn't just you don't want it brimming. You're
Right.
going to get 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio, and the best part is because these glasses are the way they are.
They
They
probably
do it for
have
themselves.
this is probably the right portion. This is probably the right portion, and this one I
Right,
don't know.
and you can do shots, which is stupid,
Yeah.
and that's why people usually don't do that. And sometimes in cocktails they add water.
Yeah, absinthe is known for its high alcohol content.
This is called Fassett's 65 because it's 65%, which means it's 130 proof.
Yes, it goes
So-
upwards to in the 70s, I believe. Right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you
most of them.
I don't have. I think Lucid's or La Clandestine. One of them's up there.
Yeah, I think Lucid's pretty high. It's over by Jen somewhere.
Yeah, and I don't. I mean, that's you just don't suck it down straight.
I remember we did an absinthe drink with Doug on the show, and you're like, you don't drink this straight, so he grabbed the bottle and he took a chug.
Oh, everybody did it. Yeah.
Everyone wants to try
neighbor's
that.
done it. Everybody does it once.
Well, I
My
think he did it
father's
because you
probably
told him
done
not to.
Right. That's typically why people do it. They're like, what do you mean? That's why humans die so much. They always try stupid things.
I'm gonna try that. That sounds like a terrible idea.
This is a bad idea.
Let
Let's
me
do
confirm this.
So these guys are what inspired me to go through and do the whole review. These guys is. So I think it.
You just got really Italian really fast. These guys.
That's all I got
Okay.
for my Italian.
All right.
So Corey
And pizza.
Corey Fassett he's a 25-year-old individual man, obviously, that's
Well, not necessarily.
a distiller in Washington State. He's the youngest distiller in Washington.
That's pretty cool.
At least youngest absinthe distiller. But I think it's youngest licensed distiller. So it's kind of crazy.
That's a really neat distinction.
He runs Carbon Glacier Distillery. And his website, I believe, it's probably on the back, but I could tell you what it is. It's Fassett65.com. And what you really want to understand about this is that it's made in the U.S., which doesn't happen. I mean, we are growing in that.
Yeah, absinthe is becoming a more. It's enjoyed a resurgence since the
turning
'90s.
white.
Yeah, it's becoming opaque now.
And
So it only
this
stands
is
to reason we're going to start getting some distilleries in the
right,
States.
but it takes a long time. You got to license it. You got to build the recipe. There's a lot of work that goes into it since it's kind of
the distillation and the resting process.
right. In 2007, we finally lifted the ban and went, "Oh, we're not stupid, and we can actually drink this stuff because it doesn't actually kill you like they said it did."
It's science. We studied it.
Right. Turns out, alcoholics that drink this straight over and over tend to see pink elephants and sometimes die.
And you know what? Alcoholics who drink anything straight over and over tend to see things and die.
Bathtub gin.
Their liver tends to go on them.
We're talking about a time period
That's probably good, huh?
that,
This
yeah,
one's
I like them a little stronger. We're talking about a time period that science wasn't necessarily the highest priority of things. So, let's see. I took
They
notes
keep
this
going the
time.
wrong way, Ian.
Yeah. Well, this one was really slow to start.
He's
so
just speeding it up.
I'm topping it off.
100% herbs, neutral grain spirit. Let's see what else. I got some notes here. It's a mash bill of barley and rye, 8 botanicals, 11 times distilled, and it's got the right color. Everything looks natural to it. Let's see what else did he say. It uses food safe. Oh, so what he does is, and I think this is pretty common, is to get the green. What you do is you soak it in the more botanicals after the fact, and then the chlorophyll comes out and it becomes part of it, like a tea.
I'll buy that.
Right, tea is water,
It's
and
like,
you put the tea bags in
marijuana.
there. And it's like, which is
Sitting right behind me.
it is. This is funny. And the other thing is he does 60-gallon small batches twice a month. So it's
Eidetic memory.
a what?
My eidetic memory.
Is that what you're doing? Is identically doing it?
That's what Sheldon has.
Oh.
An eidetic memory.
Okay,
Anyway.
I'll believe you.
Okay.
So
I derailed you.
if you want to look, if you're into this, and you want to see, people are gonna say, "Oh, where did that fountain come from?" This I got from the folks at absintheonthenet.com. It was $199, imported from Germany.
Also, the people who weren't watching the live stream when I was talking about all the fairies and muses,
Yes.
this doesn't make it gay. The little,
Oh, does it?
the little fairy on top, because
I
back
don't
in the
feel
day,
Let me check.
they used to refer to absinthe as the green fairy or the green muse,
And then this is
and that's a fairy.
symbolic of. Well,
That's
she's
a-
got big
that's a fairy.
boobs, so I mean,
Yeah, that's cool.
it doesn't make it gay if she's
Nope.
naked.
As long as it turns you on.
It doesn't make it gay if there's a penis hanging out. But when yes,
Yeah, you're
it's
gay.
turning me on. I am. It's me. Are you sure? So you want to try some of these?
Let's try this stuff. Try
Oh.
this stuff. I can smell it all the way over here.
This is
We don't need our spoons anymore, right?
no. You can stir it a little. Like some people, what they'll do is they'll stir it to get the sugar off. That
But
might
the
be on
sugar
there,
is
but
probably in the reservoir at this point, and that
Yeah.
spoon doesn't reach in there. So,
It doesn't because this
so
is too
we'll
fancy.
try one at a time, and we can do some. So this is the 65.
And the first thing you're gonna know, and you're gonna get this with all of them, is black licorice,
Anise, yeah.
anise,
that's
star
what-
anise, whatever the anise is.
That's really cool. I haven't had absinthe like this before.
It's
Some people-
not hard. It's
No.
not. It
Well,
doesn't
it's a
taste
lot
like
of water.
alcohol.
Well, it does, but there's a lot of alcohol in there.
I don't get alcohol.
This glass is really cool.
Makes
Actually,
the tongue numb no
It
more.
does. Like my whole tongue goes numb. I think Sambuca does that. I wonder if that's a property of anise.
Maybe it
That
is.
tongue numbing
It might be.
herbal. But-
Very herbal. Very herbal, very anise.
Texting me. Who does the beep? That's
Your
Doug.
mom.
No, that's Doug.
That's tasty
it's
stuff.
easy.
It is. I can see where this is like a a drink you can sit around discussing philosophy and art and sipping this drink and...
You would be discussing philosophy. It depends on how fast you drink it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, things are going to get more and more abstract the more you drink, obviously.
Yeah. My father got abstract one night. It's funny. I had brought over a whole bunch of different absinthes, and he was like, I'm going to see pink fairies. I'm like, Dad, that's a myth.
Pink elephant.
Yeah, pink elephants. I'm like, it's a myth. He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, all right, whatever. You go and you do that. You see how that works for you.
Your dad's funny.
Yeah. This is definitely more of a whiter color.
And that's the green one from the tube. This is the...
That's the green?
Yep, it's the Valderta Verde.
Ooh. That's different than this one.
Oh, I guess it's...
It's got a light, it's a milky
greener
green.
than that one.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's got a different smell.
This has a different glass, huh? How many different glasses do I have? I should carry these. This one's seamed.
Even comes across a little creamy, doesn't it?
I think that tastes more like a jelly bean.
Yeah.
Because it's missing some of the herbal qualities that you get in here.
It's a different glass. I think it has more water than that other glass does.
Oh, maybe.
So I think it's probably a little more watered down, but you're definitely still getting the anisette, just like you're going to get out of every absinthe.
But it seems sweeter. Which one is that? Is that this is the green one here?
Yeah.
It's sweeter, but the thing is, it with the water, it is watered down in general. Like they taste like a flavored water. Yeah, you get water, but you also are getting.
Now, if you want to get like a very pure flavor, you could probably use a distilled water.
This is actually pure water, or what do you call it? The water, like
filtered.
The stuff that you put in the refrigerator in the big jugs.
Bottled
water.
Basically.
It's bottled water.
I didn't use the tap water.
Oh, yeah,
because I just wanted the chemicals.
But I mean, like, you're still gonna get some mineral content.
There's definitely this.
But you can like get probably more of the absinthe flavor if you're using a pure water, like a distilled water or a non-deionized water. But
something that's hardcore.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just like anything else, you're gonna. Water's gonna add or remove some of the character from whatever you're drinking.
Right, and this brings out a lot of the character because if you didn't have it, it just tastes like.
Wow, this smells
pure
good.
Power.
This is the core absinthe. My pronunciation is really bad. The heart of absinthe.
The heart of absinthe. I really like that green color though. That is bright white. They all gonna have the anisette.
It's got a big bite, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
an anis that lingers on the back of your tongue too.
Yeah, that's.
What crazy stories have you heard of as far as absinthe goes?
Absinthe crazy stories. I haven't heard too many crazy stories. What do you guys? You guys hear any crazy stories about absinthe? And it can't be myths.
Yeah, that's all they are, I think. Myths, because no one's ever really. I don't know many. I don't even know myths that have any
real backing to them. No.
Yeah.
So the Thujon content that people talk about, or they'll say, and there will be comments on here. People saying, "You can totally. It's a hallucinogen. That means you can hallucinate."
Yeah.
True. With hallucinogens, you can indeed hallucinate.
The amount of theogen in absinthe is so low.
I think it's like parts per million is like zeros and stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's not American because they just take it all out. And
I think in 45 milligrams per liter or milliliters per liter, it can start getting in that questionable area, and stuff like this has like 0.5.
Right, and they're not going to tell you because they don't even need to. If it's legal here, then what? Bottles can be recycled. You can't. Please enjoy responsibly.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
I like that. Put some time in that.
Well, I heard a good quote today. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
Oh, that would be nasty.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's definitely. I don't know. They don't put the ABV on here. It's still. This is 65%.
This is 68%.
Okay, it's a little.
68, 65, 65.
So it's not.
Oh.
Whoa.
You can play music.
Yeah, don't do that one. It doesn't work.
Nope.
It's too heavy. So the Thujon content is really low.
You might get distracted while you're drinking this.
Yes.
Or maybe I just get distracted.
You just always get.
Yeah.
That's why I removed all the things you can tear up.
But there's so much shiny stuff.
So the other thing I had heard, and when I hear things, I go to Absinthe Society's website to look it up because they are more strict about it, and they actually back things up and vet them and stuff. But I heard a story that some of the absinthe, maybe this was even Louche's website, I don't remember where it is, where when they found absinthe from in a basement of some old lady or some person, it was just in the basement from before the Prohibition yeah. right? There's still stuff that exists, right? Yeah. It's an old bottle. They take it out. Today, we can do chemical composition breakdowns. You couldn't do that back then.
Gas chromatograph, mass spectrometry.
Back then, they were like, this is just bad for you. Or it's not bad for you. It's just made from the bathtub. Well, when they broke it
we're going
to
tell you it's bad for you and not really know.
Right.
Yeah.
But they would break it down chemically, and it turned out that bottle still passes the U.S. requirements for absinthe. So people they've all changed it because of Prohibition and the banning. Content? Yeah. Like everything just passed.
It was never that bad. It was just all...
It's just people were getting really sick because they had a problem. It was called alcoholism.
Well, there's probably a lot of literary contribution to the myths because of all these artists who were drinking absinthe, and they were probably espousing these theories and talking about the green fairy.
We also thought the Earth revolved around the sun. Wait, it does. The sun revolved around the Earth.
And the Earth was flat.
A certain percentage of Russians still believe that.
And that the Earth was center of the universe.
Center of my universe.
So which is the one? Which one do you like the best? That's a little bit more strong.
It is.
Like you might actually get alcohol from that.
I kind of like the 65.
I don't get alcohol from that one. I think the herbs distracted from the last step. I get a little bit more.
I think there's a lot more herbal in the 65.
Yeah.
Definitely than in the heart of absinthe.
Right.
And this one is.
That's kind of right in the middle. It literally is. It's symbolically and physically in the middle of these two drinks.
Yes. And visually.
And visually. In all ways.
So not knowing any better, I'd say the greener it is, the more herbal flavor you're going to get.
Yeah. And that's, unless it's food coloring. Some people use chemical coloring for it. Like people say, oh, Lafay uses it's not real. And the reason you can get that idea is when you take, if you were to pour this, I guarantee you, just looking at it here, see how you can see through it, it's not that green. Right? It's green.
Is this from France?
What?
The
sugar?
Absinthe Explorer?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because everything's in French.
It is?
That's French for sugar.
Oh. I think he said, I think they're in
Sucre Special Absinthe.
They ship all over the place, so that's how I got it. But, so the first rule is, if you're afraid of absinthe, don't get a fountain. Get a glass. These aren't that expensive. This one will be definitely more money.
That's cool.
But you don't need to have a whole bunch of them. It's really, you could just do it by yourself. It's not scary.
First rule of absinthe drinking is probably moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it's a really strong alcohol, and you'd probably get that advice from Bacardi 151 or Gosling's heavy...
Anything. Heavy D.
Content.
So I would get... This is how I would start.
If I knew it.
Now that we found love. So this would be a good starter kit, right? Because you can try 3.
Yep, and you can pick the 3 that you want to try.
Right. So what you do is you try 3 that you think you like.
Everything you need.
Right.
Sugar, absinthe,
and the key to this...
A spoon.
It's always nice to have one of those. Spoon! But this 9, I think it was $31. $31.50. Right? Yeah. So $31.50 is half the price of a typical bottle of absinthe. Now, we get a better deal on this at $49.99 because it's made here. If I had to get absinthe, and here's the thing, before you ask me, this is fairly new. It's in Washington. So look for it, but don't expect it to be there yet. Because they're a smaller establishment.
You have to find a place to order it.
Right,
if you really
unless you're in
want to
Washington, right?
Yeah.
But this is a good start because you take the 3 you like. It's going to cost you $30. Then you figure out, pinpoint the one you want. If none of them are, try another set, right? And keep doing it until you find the ones you want. Then you buy those, and that way you don't have to spend $80 per bottle.
You spend something you're not going to like.
Right, you spend.
Right. And if you've never had absinthe and you don't know if you even like it, it's a good intro.
And if you find a friend that has it, that's also a good intro. Find somebody who does it, or a bar.
Worked for me.
There you go. So there you go. Get yourself, if you're into it, fountain. There's different fountain variations. You can check out these guys, which was absintheonthenet.com.
I picture absinthe as a subculture similar to marijuana smoking.
Except for legal.
Except for it's legal.
But both of them have their weird histories.
Yeah, exactly.
More so, I think, absinthe. Marijuana is so commonplace.
It's been around forever. And
like everybody, if you've been 14, you've probably smoked, right? And that's a little scary.
And if you haven't, you will be.
Right.
Or you're dead.
Right. Or you're dead. But with absinthe, people get afraid.
In which case, turn this off and go live the rest of your life.
Right, because you're what? No. Let's turn this off.
Logic.
Watch this first, and then go have your life.
This is your life if you're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
What? We just got all philosophical.
All right. That is an introduction. Then you need to go check out these guys. This is, I think, out of all three of
Fassett
these,
65.
this is the better of all of them. And I'm not saying that because I got a free bottle, because they're all free.
I mean, this isn't bad, but this definitely has a more interesting flavor. I think.
I like, and it's the same thing with Absinthe, not Le Clandestine. Le Clandestine is good too. It's a white, but Volcaire, which is French or French Quarter, or whatever, or it is the French Quarter. That's also herbal, and I like the herbal qualities more than these.
Yes.
They're a little single-dimensional, definitely more than the anise. This has a little bit more herbal properties, and the tongue.
I like herbal liquors too. I like a Benedictine or a Mama Jama's pretty
But
good.
this is the way I think you should enjoy absinthe. Not necessarily always in cocktails. Very minor in cocktails. More major role in here.
Yeah,
You got water.
I mean, you get a few cocktails that call for it. The Corpse Reviver 2, right?
Yeah, I
the
think it's all rinse.
Sazerac.
Yeah, they're usually rinses.
They're usually rinses. They're not even like major components of the.
Right. I don't sell any of this, by the way. So, just go to awesomedrinks.com and buy everything.
You don't sell absinthe ladders?
Not yet. I gotta think about that. Oh, I didn't think about it until now.
All right.
I'll think about that.
Good planning.
That's what we do here. Check out everydaydrinkers.com. I think we're done.
We're teaching you how to drink with the Green Fairy.
Woo! Green Fairy.